Hi, we're here for the Eagle's Eye at the district-wide science fair for elementary and middle school. We're going to talk to some of the kids about the projects they've done, and we're also going to talk to the guy in charge about what the science fair is and what it accomplishes. Let's go! So we are here at the science fair hosted at Norristown Area High School with Mr. Gardner. So Mr. Gardner, can you tell us what this event is?
It's our science fair for grades 3 through 8, our winners throughout the district, and then our winners from certain middle schools will move on to the Montgomery County competition.
Excellent. And what have the students done to be here today?
So they have started researching in September a different project of their interest. From September all the way through January, they work through that project and then find results, make hypotheses, write it up, write their conclusion, and then practice their presentation.
And why do we have a science fair? Why is this so important and such a big event?
Science is cool, right? Everyone loves science, and we're trying to nurture that love. As you know, the STEM education programs these days, that is at the forefront of everything we do in our country. So we want to nurture that creativity and really generate some excitement around science.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Hi, my name is Nicholas Richardson, and this is Electrical Fruits. And I tried to find out and I had a challenge is which fruits would contain the most electricity. And I found out that some fruits have citric acids that might produce electricity, and none of it worked out for me. So
my project is about bubbly bubbles, and what I did was took 3 containers and put different stuff in it. I put soap, glycerin, and corn syrup in those 3 containers, and each container had a different amount, and we were going to find out which amount of detergent, glycerin, and corn syrup would make the bubble last longer, and I learned that glycerin made the longest.
It's called the magic balloon. So we gotta take baking soda and vinegar and stuff, and we put it into this bottle, and we have to fill a balloon up without blowing air into it. At the end here, it shows the water bottle how the balloon floats on top of it without us blowing air onto it.
My name's Ava Fitzgerald, and this is my project, Oil Spills.
Hello, what is your name?
My name is Mario Brown.
All right, so Mario, what was your project here?
My project was sort of based off the project, Can Video Games Distract You from Pain? What I was thinking was, are video games the best choice? Is there something better out there that can distract you better from pain?
All right, and what did you do to find out if there is something that can distract you better than video games?
First I chose 3 things that I liked that I thought distracted me. The Legos, video games, and TV. I mean, TV has to distract you. And I created the pain by wrapping an old blood pressure cuff that I got from my granddad because he's a retired doctor, and I squeezed it until they felt a tingle of pain because I didn't want them trying to outlast the pain, because that could cause some bruising. I didn't want to cause any damage at all.
And how did you measure what was the biggest distraction?
Because I can't have 10 different graphs on here for each of the 10 different people, I averaged it out into the average number of pumps, the average pressure, the average time, and the average pain scale. Now, the pain scale was more the subject's opinion, as after the test we asked them, how would you rate the pain from 1 to 10? 1, or like a 0 being I felt nothing at all, and 10 being, oh my God, I want to scream in agony.
And what were the results of the experiment?
My results were that video games did do the best, but what surprised me about this was that the Legos pretty much took second, but I later realized it was because the Legos engage your mind more than, say, the TV, whereas Legos, your brain is telling your hands to move here, put this piece here. With the TV, you're just like, press, change channel, press, and stuff like that. That also explains why video games did the best, because it sort of combines taking your eye away from the world, which TV does, and engaging your brain, which the Legos do.
Is there anything else interesting that you got out of the experience of doing an experiment like this?
Well, now I have an excuse to play video games.
Hi, my name is Jasper Jackson, and my title of my project is Hand Dominance with the Basketball. And my purpose of this project is first of all, I love basketball, and I want to see, does hand dominance affect how fast you dribble a basketball?
Hi, my name is Noel, and I did growing rock candy crystals. I cut 2 pieces of string and coated one with sugar. Then I waited one night, and then I tied one pencil on each string and 1 screw on each string on opposite ends. Then I made a sugar water solution and put it in 2 jars. One was crystal and one was glass. And I added vanilla extract and dye. So my final result was did not support my hypothesis because there might have been too many variables that could have affected the rate of growth.
Hi, my name is Ryan Stagliano, and I did the Mechanics of Carnival games. And I did this project because I wanted to learn how to do the Mechanics of Carnival games and how to win. And I had to face some challenges of getting the plates set up correctly and throwing the ball at a good speed so it will hit the most plates and knock them down. And I found out that the diameter and the weight of the ball counts for every plate getting knocked down.
Hello, what is your name?
Nyla Neely.
All right, so Nyla, you did your project on hearts, but what about hearts?
Well, we saw how food could affect your heart rate, the level of the hotness or sweet or salty of the food, and how it could affect your heart rate.
So what did you do to find out how these foods affect your heart rate?
Well, we took the resting heart rate of my mom, my sister, my dad, and me, and then we tried different foods, a spicy, a plain, a sweet, a salty, and a bitter, and we saw how it increased and decreased.
So what were the results of the experiment, and what did you learn?
Well, the results were that mostly the jalapeno changed a lot. The bread, donut, and pretzel were like in the same rate. They didn't change that much. And the lime changed a lot for a lot of people. And I learned that in the beginning, I thought that only the things that you did, the things that kept you active, running, exercising, could only change your heart rate. But it also that food could change your heart rate.
My name is Samantha Tyler. I am doing the Stroop Effect. My project is called Color Mix Up. I've done about 24 testers in my grade, which is 7th grade, and then I tested them on the black and white chart, and then I tested on the Stroop Effect chart, which is you have to read the color of the word instead of the words. So for instance, if red was in the color blue, you would have to say blue instead of red. After I did this for about 24 times for 12 girls and 12 females and 12 boys, I found out that females were faster than males for about 3.7 seconds.
Hi, I'm Seth, and my project was called Can Ice Be Made Using Common Fertilizer? I learned that the fertilizer urea is not a valid source to make ice.
My name is Angel Patel, and my project name is Keeping Cozy. and this is about which fabric would keep in the most heat. I chose wool, nylon, silk, felt, flannel, and cotton.
Hello, how are you? What's your name?
Kieran,
All right, Kieran. So, this is your project? What is it?
it's called Soda and Substances, and I use different substances: baking soda, baking powder, vinegar, and Mentos. And I added crushed Mentos.
And how did the experiment turn out?
It turned out like at first I thought that solid Mentos or Mentos would make it fizz high. Then I changed my hypothesis after I learned that baking soda would added more carbon dioxide. And I actually learned that baking soda was correct because it was adding more carbon dioxide. And the reason why the solid Mentos didn't make it fizz the most was because there was a large gap of air, so the air from the Mentos could escape pretty fast.
So, what made you want to do this project?
I was sort of curious about adding things because usually people would add Mentos, but I thought about other products too.
My name is Tessa Brown, and my project was how are antibodies used for blood typing. And antibodies help scientists determine what your blood type is.
My name's Michael Johnson, and my project was does the gender of a person affect the reaction time? So it was just pretty much a test, like which gender has the quicker reaction time, a boy or a girl. And the girls had the quicker reaction time with 6 inches, and the males had 7 1/3 inches. And to test this, I dropped the ruler, and wherever they pinched their fingers, it was like pretty much the reaction time.
Hi, my name is Connie Washington, and this is my board. My board is about how different kinds of ice melts in different substances. And as you see, my salt water melted the fastest.
Hi, what is your name?
Riley, hi Doc.
All right. So, Riley, is this your project? What is the project?
Well, my project is about, we picked 3 balls to use for my experiment. We measured all of them, and they came out different weights. So we had a heavy rubber ball, a tennis ball, and a foam ball. And we threw them at a milk jug filled halfway up with water.
And what was the objective of the experiment? What were you trying to discover?
Well, we were trying to discover how heavy a ball had to be to knock down a milk jug filled with water.
And what made you want to choose this experiment?
Well, all of my kids in my class had picked different ones, so I decided no one would be copying off of me because it really wasn't on the internet or anything. I just kind of came up with it in my head, so no one could copy.
And what were the results of the experiment?
Well, the results were only 2 of the balls knocked it over, the heavy rubber one and the tennis ball.
Wow, those kids did some pretty cool stuff. This was the district-wide science fair at Norristown Area High School on March 13th, 2013. And now back to the hosts.